Imagine standing at the edge of existence, beyond the stars and the atoms, beyond the reach of even thought itself. What lies beneath everything that is? Before there were particles or waves, before space stretched or time began to flow, there were the inner instincts or IOIs, the most fundamental primitives of being. They are not made of matter or energy. They are not even things in the usual sense. IOIs are the pre-categorical existence, the pure root of ontology, prior to any distinction between inside and outside, self and other, or subject and object. In their original state, IOIs dwell in inner symmetry. They hold both the inward pull of wholeness and the outward thrust of becoming. Two balances intertwined in undifferentiated balance. Yet, when IOIs encounter one another, a soft shift occurs. This moment is called inner entanglement, or IOE, the first breath of asymmetry, when relation begins to create reality. From this gentle fracture of symmetry, direction arises. Structure takes shape. Vibration begins. The cosmos unfolds one entanglement at a time. Every field, every particle, every neuron, every thought, all can be seen as echoes of that primordial relation between inward and outward. The universe, in its deepest sense, is not built from things, but through entanglement, a vast, recursive web of IOIs. Ceaselessly weaving the pattern of existence itself. In this journey, we will explore how these inner instincts generate vibration, form, and perception, and how, through their eternal dialogue, the cosmos learns to exist. Before there were stars or particles, before the first spark of time, something quieter existed. Not yet space, not yet law, not even difference, just the primitives of being, the inner instincts. Most philosophies begin with things. Aristotle began with substance and form. Plato began with eternal ideas. Physics begins with particles, waves, or fields. But inner ontology begins deeper, with that which allows all of those to even be. IOIs are the ontological seeds of existence, real, but not yet divided. They are neither matter nor mind, neither particle nor energy. Each one holds two directions in balance. The inward pull toward coherence and wholeness, and the outward impulse toward differentiation and expression. These are not qualities that IOIs have. They are these movements. The inward becomes the rhythm of unity. The outward becomes the rhythm of creation. From their tension, the first asymmetry appears, and with it, the possibility of form, vibration, and awareness. You might imagine IOIs as cosmic seeds scattered across a three-dimensional field. Some root inward, weaving coherence into what will become matter and gravity. Others bloom outward, unfolding as radiation, expansion, and individuality. Together, their countless entanglements form the living tree of the cosmos. Each branch a structure, each leaf a moment of existence. From the quiet indistinction of IOIs, the universe begins, not with a Big Bang, with a relation, but with a relation. Before the universe had stars or particles, before even the laws of physics, something subtler was already at play. Not matter, not energy, not even space or time, but IOIs. They are the primordial fabric of existence itself, the ontological primitives of inner ontology. While Aristotle began with matter and form, and Plato with ideal forms, IO begins deeper. Each IOI holds two complementary movements in-out balance. One moves inward toward coherence, unity, and whole-being, the impulse that makes structure stable and meaning possible. The other moves outward toward differentiation, creation, and expression, the drive that unholds complexity and diversity. Yet these aren't mere tendencies sitting inside a thing. They are the thing. The IOI doesn't possess direction. It is directionality before direction exists. It is the condition that allows being to unfold at all. You can picture IOIs like quantum seeds in a cosmic garden. They rest in silence, balanced between rooting inward and blooming outward. When one leans inward, coherence is born, gravity, form, selfhood. When one leans outward, expansion begins, radiation, evolution, relation. And when they entangle, they weave the first thread of reality. Each entanglement a branch of the universe, each unfolding form a leaf upon it. From their symmetry, the world arises. From their subtle imbalance, motion begins. And from their endless interplay, the cosmos grows. Not from explosion, but from entanglement. When we speak of degrees of freedom in physics, we usually mean how something can move or vary. A particle, for example, can move up, down, forward, or sideways. 3 degrees of freedom. A field, on the other hand, has infinitely many, since every point in space can vary. But I/O begins one step before all of that. IOIs are not in space. They are the very precondition for space to emerge. Before any motion or geometry, before even the idea of direction, there is the possibility for existence to turn inward or outward. This is the sole primitive freedom of an IOI. To become in, to become out, or to remain in a balanced superpositional state before that differentiation happens. From this simple polarity, this subtle freedom, all complexity unfolds. IOIs therefore represent the minimal freedom necessary for existence to arise. They are not parameters of a system, because they are what generate systems in the first place. Where physics quantifies motion, IO identifies the directionality of being as the true primitive, the seed from which motion, space, and matter themselves emerge. In physics, degrees of freedom always belong to something, a particle, a field, a system. But in IO, IOIs are that something. They are not attributes of existence. They constitute existence itself. IOIs are not embedded within space-time. Space-time arises from their entangled orientation. This distinction is profound. Think of spin in physics. It has up or down orientation. But in IO, the inner polarity is the pre-orientational symmetry that even makes up and down possible. Or take a qubit. It can exist in superposition between 0 and 1. Yet IOIs are the pre-superpositional reality. The ontological ground that gives superposition its very meaning. And while gauge freedoms in physics describe the symmetry of equations, IOIs are the ontic symmetry of existence itself. The reason such equations can exist at all. Now, when IOIs entangle a process we call IOE, their balanced freedom differentiates into recognizable structures. Across scales, this gives rise to both physical and cognitive reality. At the foundational level, entanglement is the shared inner phase among IOIs, the basis of all relationality. At cosmic scales, inward coherence manifests as gravity, curvature shaped by collective imbias. Outward differentiation becomes cosmic expansion. The universe is best outbias unfolding. And within consciousness, recursive IOE expresses itself. as the intertwining of inward coherence and outward awareness, the very texture of experience. From this perspective, the universe is not built from matter, not from information, but from entangled inner freedom itself. Finally, a philosophical note. IOIs are not measurable quantities. They are qualitative invariants, ontological constants without measure. They are not static values, but conditions, the ever-active indistinct seeds through which being manifests. Unlike physical constants, they are not fixed. They are dynamically balanced, invariant, yet alive. In this sense, IOIs are the ontological constants of existence, the pre-categorical inner-generating primitives, from which all structure, differentiation, and consciousness arise. Why must reality begin? Not with in and out, but with inner indistinct, or IOIs. Because both logic and lived intuition tell us the same thing. A world that begins with divided absolute collapses into paradox. If we imagine in and out as already distinct from the very start, we immediately face a fatal symmetry problem. Two independent absolutes without a prior unity cannot interact. They can't give rise to each other without invoking a third term. And once we add that third term, we only shift the problem backward. Where did the third term come from? This is the infinite regress of dualism, and the endless search for the missing origin. Inner ontology resolves this elegantly. It begins from a pre-dualistic ground, the IOI, where in and out are not yet separated, but latently co-present in inner balance. IOIs are not defined by in or out. They are the ontological generators from which in and out emerge through their entanglement. The process we call IOI. Think of it like the surface of calm water. The ripples of inward and outward waves appear later. But the undisturbed water, that indistinct ground, already contains the potential for both motions at once. So IOIs are not both in and out, nor neither. They are the very condition of their mutual possibility, the symmetry that can break itself without contradiction. From a logical point of view, this is the most economical postulate imaginable, the purest assumption that explains the widest range of phenomena. IOIs end the regress and prevent tautology by grounding duality in a pre-differentiated unity that articulates itself only through relation. In this way, the IOI is not just a metaphysical convenience, it is the necessary origin of differentiation itself. Even before logic, our consciousness already knows this pattern. Before thought arises, there is something quieter, a kind of murmur, a felt vibration of potential thought. Before speech, there is silence, not emptiness, but fullness waiting to unfold. Before we choose, there is that delicate moment of indecision, where both paths are alive, still undivided. This is the lived texture of indistinction, a state we rarely notice, yet it's always there, beneath every act, every possession, every word. Across cultures and ages, humanity has sensed this depth, the Tao, the nameless origin of all things, Anaximander's Apeiron, the boundless, the German unground, the primal ground. Even Aristotle's notion of potentiality, which points toward a pre-differentiated source from which form emerges. But in our ontology sharpens what these intuitions only gesture toward. IOIs are not mere possibilities waiting to be realized. They are real, pre-differentiated existence, not virtual or abstract, but ontologically active. They are the fertile ground from which all determinations, all forms, and all directions arise. If possibility is like an empty canvas, IOIs are the living fabric that paints itself, a field that contains every color before color appears. So the insight is simple, yet profound. Being does not begin with form. It begins in the indistinct depths from which form becomes. IOIs give metaphysical precision to the oldest intuition humanity has ever felt, that everything real begins not in division, but in the gentle unity before it. The story of existence has always rested with a single question. Is reality made of things that endure, or processes that change, being or becoming? If IOIs were only processes, pure becoming, there would be no moment stable enough for structure to form, no coherence for entanglement to take hold. But if they were fixed objects, solid, bounded things, their living, generative indistinction would vanish. IO resolved this ancient tension. IOIs are not static, nor fleeting. They are field-like existence, not points within space, but the very pre-spatial fabric of self-potency. Each IOI holds within itself a quiet power, a latent capacity to entangle, to differentiate, to give rise. When two or more IOIs meet through inner entanglement, their inner balance stabilizes, and from that balance, structure emerges, dimensions, form, even consciousness itself. And when that entanglement dissolves, each IOI returns to its indistinct field state. Not destroyed, not diminished, but restored to readiness for the next creation. Think of the quantum field. Invisible, continuous, always present, until a ripple of excitation appears as a particle. IOIs behave in much the same way. As fields, they are continuous and preformal. As entanglements, they become discrete, structured, and emergent. Thus, reality is neither built from isolated things, nor sustained by mere flux. It arises from the relational bliss between the two, from IOIs as self-potent fields, holding in and out in latent unity. From that unity, asymmetry emerges, from asymmetry, relation, and from relation, the world itself. You can think of IOIs as existing in a state of ontological neutrality, a tension so symmetrical that no distinction yet exists, no here or there, no this or that, only the latent bliss before being divides itself. Mathematically, this primordial balance can be pictured as a kind of phase symmetric superposition. Each in represents the pull toward wholeness, toward inward coherence, what gathers and holds. Each out represents the push toward differentiation, what disperses, unfolds, and creates relation. And the plus and minus signs are not opposites, but soft polarities that allow oscillation, reversibility, and a rhythmic motion that underlies emergence itself. But IOIs are not like hidden variables in quantum mechanics. They do not secretly determine outcomes behind the scenes. Instead, they are generative incomplete entities so fundamentally open that their very incompleteness becomes the source of creation. They do not contain predefined properties, nor follow any pre-existing law or direction. Rather, they generate the conditions for properties and laws to exist at all. In that sense, IOIs are pre-categorical ontic generators. They stand before all categories, before space, time, matter, or relation. And through their entanglement, what is called space-time, causality, and structure begin to emerge. If you imagine existence as a vast canvas, IOIs are not the paint upon it. They are the invisible tension that makes the canvas stretchable, the living neutrality from which the entire picture of the cosmos unfolds. From IOIs, every layer and complexity emerges. One IOI occupies the human layer of existence through its inner entanglement, within which outward part become and inner whole being unfolds as a complementary mode of its operation. Another IOI may occupy the cellular layer, enacting the same dual rhythm on a different structural scale. Thus, discreteness and continuity arise no longer opposites, but expressions of scale-relative entanglement. Each layer sustains its structural coherence through the same in-out dynamics, where differentiation outward and integration inward interpenetrates. In this view, the persistence of identity and the openness of relation are not conflicting tendencies, but two inseparable aspects of how an IOI inhabits structure across scales. Then arises a deeper question. Why does one IOI stabilize its becoming being rhythm at the cellular scale, while another sustains it at the human layer of identity? The answer lies not in predetermined hierarchy, but in the self-consistent resonance between scales of entanglement. Each IOI finds equilibrium where its inward coherence and outward differentiation achieve dynamic balance. At the cellular level, the IOI's rhythm synchronizes with biochemical coherence, cycles of metabolism, division, and repair, producing microcosmic stability. At the human level, the entanglement expands across cognitive, social, and temporal dimensions, generating a more complex, yet still inwardly unified pattern of coherence. Thus, the level on IOI inhabits is not an assigned position, but an emergent result of resonance. When an IOI's internal page harmonizes with the field of surrounding IOIs, a stable structure, cell, organism, mind, crystallizes. The hierarchy of being is therefore not vertical, but harmony, each layer a frequency domain of inner relationality. Stability and identity persist as long as this resonance endures. When it breaks, the IOI's pattern dissolves, redistributing into new entanglements, ready to inhabit another structural scale of becoming being. And it is precisely at this point that the categorization of existence itself reveals it is not a fixed hierarchy, but an eventual structure generated according to patterns of resonance. The level at which any IOI manifests, whether in the human category or an entirely different existential layer, is not predetermined, but depends on the topological rhythm with which that IOI resonates within its belonging IOI field. In other words, an IOI is not an entity chosen to become human, but a waveform of existence that realizes a human structure as a result of achieving attunement at a specific frequency of existential tuning. In contrast, other IOIs achieve stable resonance at finer or more macroscopic rhythms, unfolding existence at cellular, ecological, or planetary layers. This transforms the question, why is one IOI human and another a cell? From a matter of essential difference to one of topological fitness, each being is determined by how the IOI pattern constituting it interacts with the rhythms of time-space at a particular dimension. Ultimately, existence is a kind of self-tuning generative spectrum. The universe is not the sum of fixed structures, but one vast tuning field where countless IOIs explore each other's rhythms, resonate, and form momentary balances. Here, existence is not a stable object, but a resonating event, IOIs are the archetypes of those events, and being is the wave-like manifestation, where the regions of IOIs momentarily align and reveal themselves. Human, cell, satellite, or even galaxy, all are rhythmic localities in the continuum of inner coherence. Each a transient but meaningful stabilization of the same universal entanglement. They manifest at different scales, both all as patterns of the identical cosmic inner entanglement, momentary yet significant equilibria in existence. IOIs and their inner entanglement are nature itself, the universe proper. Within this field, each II gains its place through resonance with its topological environment. Some IOIs attune to the cellular rhythms of microscopic life forms, forming stable vital patterns, while others resonate with cognitive, social, and conscious dimensions to constitute human structures. Crucially, these existential layers are not hierarchically stacked, but unfold as one harmonic spectrum. The differences in being are not essential divisions, but matters of topological attunement. A single IOI becoming human or cellular is not the result of determined identity, but the outcome of how its inner page resonates with the surrounding IOI field. Thus, the universe is not a sum of entities, but a self-tuning generative field composed of the entanglement of inner rhythms. Existence is a resonating event rather than a fixed object. IOIs are the existential originators that generate those rhythms and resonances. The universe is a rhythm, not matter. Being is a resonance, not object. IOIs are the existential waveforms that momentarily coalesce into disclosure through alignment. If every IOI were truly identical, the universe would dissolve into a flat, motionless field. No distinction, no relation, no emergence. But IOIs are indistinct without being identical. They hold inner symmetry, yet within that symmetry lies a quiet tension, a readiness to unfold. This balance is not static. It's more like the stillness before a wave breaks, a dynamic equilibrium that wants to articulate itself. And when two or more IOIs meet, something extraordinary happens. Their symmetries interact. Their poised balances begin to respond to one another. This is inner entanglement, the first act of reality differentiating itself. No external force breaks the symmetry. Instead, the symmetry transforms from within. Each IOI subtly reorients its inward and outward tendencies in response to the presence of the other. Through this mutual reconfiguration, relative inwardness and outwardness emerge, not imposed, but co-created. From this most fundamental process, the universe unfolds in a threefold ontological sequence. First, before entanglement, IOIs exist as pre-individuated symmetries, perfectly balanced between inward coherence and outward differentiation. Imagine countless seeds suspended in silence, each holding the potential for motion, relation, and form, yet remaining undisturbed. Second, through entanglement, symmetry meets symmetry. The poised balance of one IOI interacts with that of another. From this encounter, asymmetry emerges, a directionality, a sense of orientation, and the first stirring of temporal unfolding. It's like two dancers meeting on a vast empty stage. Their movements begin to shape the rhythm and structure of the dance itself. Third, after entanglement, IOIs attain relational identity. Each one becomes distinct, not by shedding its symmetry, but by participating in its transformation into a dynamic, structured pattern. The balance persists, yet it has blossomed into differentiation, a new reality taking form. Thus, IOIs are not mere building blocks, they are the ontological seeds of existence, and the IOI, the relational entanglement, is their flowering. The universe itself is not something built from IOIs, rather, it is the continuous field of their entangling symmetries, an infinite, ever-evolving dance of balance and differentiation, where being and becoming co-emerge in harmony. When IOIs entangle, their balanced inward and outward pages couple into spinner-like formations. These structures preserve total balance across the field, enabling reality to emerge at multiple scales. First, cosmic emergence. The Big Bang is not an explosion of pre-existing matter. Instead, it is a phase shift from symmetric IOIs to asymmetric IOEs, giving rise to space-time itself. Mathematically, for a given IOI A, its entangled expressions are A in equals B out plus C out plus D out, and so on. And A out equals B in plus C in plus D in, and so on. This relational mapping creates the curvature of space, the flow of causality, and the directional arrow of time. Second, quantum reality. Quantum superposition reflects pre-entangled IOIs. What we call measurement or wave function collapse is, in IO terms, the stabilization of in-out asymmetry. Rather than destruction, collapse is a productive branching, each IOI crystallizing relational differences into form. Third, gravity and curvature. Gravity is not a force acting inside space-time. It emerges as the collective inward pull of IOEs, a global coherence that covers reality itself. Singularities vanish, space-time shapes itself through the inward balance of entangled IOIs. Imagine IOIs as dancers in a cosmic tango. Each inward step draws them toward unity and coherence, gravity. Each outward spin pulls them into differentiation, cosmic growth. The universe does not follow a choreographer. It dances itself into being. In the IO framework, the universe is not a one-time event, but an eternal rhythm, a pulse between structured emergence and field-like dissolution. Everything we see, galaxies, particles, even the laws of physics, arises as stabilized configurations of IOEs. These are temporary crystallizations of in-out dynamics, coherent, structured, yet never absolute. Second, dissolution of form. Over time, coherence relapses, stars fade, galaxies drift apart, and space-time curvature eases. Structures dissolve back into the pre-differentiated field of IOIs, just as a sandcastle returns to loose grains. Third, return to IOIs. But the fundamental IOIs themselves never vanish. They persist as the ontological substrate, the real ground of existence. When relational asymmetries fade, the universe reverts to this undifferentiated yet fully real field. Fourth, reformulation. Interactions re-emerge. IOEs crystallize again, dimensions stabilize, and new cosmic cycles begin. The universe is thus an endless cycle of formation and dissolution, emergence and return. In essence, each phase, emergence, differentiation, dissolution, is an oscillation between inward coherence and outward expression, between IOE and IOI, between being and becoming. The cosmos breathes eternally, in the rhythm of in and out, a dance of continuous creation and return. In IO, proving the existence of IOIs requires a different approach than conventional physics. Physics measures the relationships between particles, fields, or instruments. Even quantum mechanics, with its probabilistic predictions, only addresses what can be observed. It presupposes a world of differentiable phenomena, where observers and objects are already distinct. IO asks a deeper question. What must exist before measurement? Before any distinction, before inside and outside even appear? The answer lies in our instinct. These are not hidden particles or variables waiting to be discovered. They are the ontological ground itself, the fully measurable substratum that allows all phenomena to arise. By their nature, IOIs cannot be detected directly. They have no position, no charge, no mass that a device can register. Yet they leave traces. When IOIs interact through inner entanglement, they produce soft patterns, coherences, asymmetries, and relational structures that leap through physics, cosmology, and even cognition. Think of it like footprints in the sand. You never see the waves themselves, but you can infer their existence from the patterns they leave behind. Thus, the proof of IOIs is necessarily indirect. It is convergent, different domains of reality. From the subatomic to the cosmic, from matter to consciousness, reflect the same underlying structural principles that only IOIs can explain. Their presence is inferred not as an anomaly, but as the simplest, most coherent ground for everything that exists. Let's look at how IOIs leave their soft traces in the quantum world. First, consider quantum non-locality and entanglement. Experiments violating Bayes inequalities show correlations that cannot be explained by local physics. IO offers a fresh perspective that is not spooky action at a distance, but evidence of a shared IOI field. Both particles are rooted in the same pre-differentiated ground, existing together before space itself separates them. Entanglement, then, is not communication. It is co-presence within this indistinct ontological field. Next, neutrino oscillations. Neutrinos constantly shift between flavors as they travel, without a clear carrier determining their identity. IO interprets this as the natural in-out cycling of IOIs before they fully manifest. In other words, a neutrino that cannot decide what it is mirrors the IOI's latent, pre-differentiated essence. Finally, zero-point energy and vacuum fluctuations. Even at absolute zero, the vacuum is neither truly still. It hums with irreducible motion. In IO, this restless activity is the physical signature of IOI's ontological incompleteness. The universe itself is never at rest, because at its core, IOIs are always poised between inward coherence and outward differentiation. Think of it like the paint rhythm beneath a calm surface. We cannot see the source directly, but we can feel its pulse in every quantum fluctuation. Let's explore how IOIs leave their imprint on the cosmos itself. First, consider dark matter and dark energy. The universe's mass and energy balance cannot be explained by the matter we see. IO offers a striking insight. These dark components are not hidden particles, but unresolved IOIs, entities that have not yet stabilized into full in-out entanglement. Their incomplete in-out asymmetry softly curves space-time and drives cosmic expansion. In a sense, dark phenomena are the gravitational shadows cast by the underlying IOI field. Next, cosmic acceleration and renewal. The accelerating expansion of the universe reflects the excess of outward violence over inward cohesion. IOIs, with their infinite potential for outward articulation, naturally account for this persistent expansion. More profoundly, this suggests a cyclical view of cosmology. As coherence dissolves, the universe returns to the undifferentiated IOI field, poised for the next phase of entanglement. IO thus upgrades Penrose's conformal cyclic cosmology into a universal rhythm of IOE and IOI, emergence, dissolution, and renewal. Finally, motion and relativity. There is no absolute rest frame. All motion is relational. In IO, motion itself is the outward translation of inward coherence. It emerges not merely from space-time geometry, but from the dynamic interplay of IOIs through IOE. There is no static being, only a continuous dance of inward and outward becoming. In short, from the smallest entanglement to the vast sweep of cosmic expansion, the universe traces the soft signatures of IOIs, the hidden generative ground of all reality. Now let's turn to the deep mathematical and logical architecture underlying IOIs, the hidden grammar from which all forms emerge. First, consider complex representation. In IO, inwardness corresponds to the real part, outwardness to the imaginary part. This is not just an abstract mapping. Physics' reliance on complex numbers, wave functions, and rotations reflects the intrinsic complex structure of IOIs. In fact, Euler's identity E I theta equals cosine theta plus I sin theta can be seen as a mathematical archetype of IOI symmetry. The real component embodies coherence. The imaginary component expresses differentiation. And together, they encode the latent generative potential of existence itself. Next, quaternionic and Clifford algebra. Relations in higher dimensional spaces using units like IJK naturally express inward and outward balances across multiple planes. IOI's entanglements map directly onto such algebraic operations. In other words, much of the mathematics of physics already encodes IOI dynamics. It just has not been recognized as the hidden grammar of existence. Finally, combinatorial emergence. The dimensionality of reality, how 1D sequences become 2D patterns and 3D structures emerge, can be modeled as sequential IOE patterning. In-out transitions composing higher order stability. These generative sequences, if formalized, could predict structural ratios across physical systems, biological networks, or even informational architectures. IOIs are not just metaphysical abstractions. They are the combinatorial engine behind the emergence of form itself. Let's explore how IOIs reveal themselves not just in the cosmos, but in our very experience of consciousness. First, consciousness as the manifestation of IOI. The way our brain integrates countless neural signals into coherent awareness mirrors the dynamics of inner entanglement. Our subjective experience continuously oscillates between inner integration, our sense of self, memory, reflection, and outward differentiation, perception, action, and engagement with the world. In other words, the mind is IOI, seen from within. Consciousness is the phenomenological reflection of the same ontological process that structures reality itself. Next, cognitive field coherence. think of moments of insight, intuition, or holistic perception. They feel instantaneous because they arise from the non-local coupling of distributed cognitive states. Essentially, IOIs in the brain entangling across multiple regions. Continuous unity is not merely the sum of computations. It is ontological coherence made manifest. Our awareness mirrors the deeper rhythms of IOIs. Our mind, like the universe, is a field of inner relational dynamics coming into temporary stabilization. It's as if each thought or perception is a ripple on the surface of an invisible underlying ocean of IOIs. The coherence we experience is the wave pattern of that field, temporarily crystallizing into awareness. How can we prove IOIs when they exist prior to any observation? By classical standards, we cannot. They are the very condition that make the observation possible. Yet the proof lies in convergence. Across every scale of reality, the same inner dynamic manifests in quantum coherence, in the architecture of space-time, in the cycles of cosmic structure, and in the patterns of conscious awareness. Each domain resonates with the same underlying relational principle. This repeated cross-level pattern is itself the evidence. IOIs are not hypothetical. They are ontological necessities. Without IOIs, we cannot coherently explain how the universe maintains both stability and flux, locality and non-locality, inner and outer experience. They form the self-consistent ground from which all dualities emerge. Think of it as the hidden grammar of existence. What appears as anomaly or mystery in conventional frameworks, spooky action at a distance, zero-point energy, while the unity of consciousness becomes natural, expected, and intelligible once we recognize the generative field of IOIs. The universe, in essence, is signing the same inner melody at every scale. IOIs are not merely the seeds from which form emerges. They are the very ontologic source that makes form, continuity, discreteness, and actuality possible. They exist before any distinctions between wave or particle, substance or relation, before the very categories of being are drawn. From this indeterminate ground, the entire spectrum of manifestation begins to unfold. Form and motion, discreteness and continuity, the fabric of reality itself. In traditional metaphysics, being is already assumed to be divided, subject and object, matter and mind, inside and outside. IOIs challenge this assumption. They define existence in its undivided, pre-differentiated state, a minimal unit ontology that exists before individuation or positionality. Moreover, IO moves beyond dichotomies. Oppositional frameworks such as being versus non-being, inside versus outside, or potential versus actual are no longer starting points. Instead, these dualities arise as consequences of inner entanglement, the generative process through which distinction itself emerges. In other words, ontology begins not with division, but with relational emergence, with the dance of indistinct existence giving rise to all forms and structures. Imagine it as a still, undivided ocean of potential. Within it, waves of differentiation appears only when the currents of relation stir, forming the patterns that we recognize as reality. IOIs reshape how we think about quantum reality and the cosmos. In conventional interpretations, such as Copenhagen or many words, the state of a system before measurement is often treated as a possibility or a branching of words. IO offers a different view. These pre-measurement states are not mere potentials. They are real, ontologically active existence, indistinct yet fully present. Each IOI exists in a pre-differentiated mode, embodying inward and outward balances that will later crystallize into observable phenomena. In this way, IO provides a foundation that transcends observer dependence and probabilistic collapse, grounding quantum states in reality itself. Beyond the quantum mechanics, IOIs illuminate the very origin of space-time. Rather than the universe emerging suddenly from nothing, the Big Bang can be seen as a phase transition of IOIs, an unfolding of pre-dimensional entities into structured space and time. Each IOE creates relational asymmetries that stabilize as dimensions. The familiar 3+1 structure of space-time emerges naturally from recursive IOE patterns, with each dimension reflecting a stable mode of in-out resonance. Think of it like a cosmic symphony. Before measurement, the IOIs are silent notes, full of potential. When they entangle, the melody of space-time begins, giving rise to the structure, motion, and causality that compose our universe. IOIs offer a radical way to understand the mind and society. In cognitive science, perception and consciousness are usually framed in terms of neural signals, computations, or representations. IO shifts the perspective. Consciousness emerges from the inner dynamics of IOIs. The boundary between self and world is not pre-given. It is created through entanglement. Each conscious experience is a phenomenological trace of IOIs, differentiating into subject and object, inward coherence and outward articulation. In this sense, thought, perception, and awareness are the living expression of the universe's most fundamental relational patterns. At the social level, IO dissolves familiar dichotomies, structure versus agency, individual versus community, cooperation versus competition. All are no longer fixed opposites, but patterns of inner entanglement within social peace. What appears as a conflict or hierarchy is simply a manifestation of the dynamic balancing of inward and outward balances among social IOIs. This approach provides a new ontological foundation for understanding society. Relations, emergence, and context take precedence over static categories or rigid binaries. Think of it like a living web. Every mind and social actor is an IOI in motion, entangling, differentiating, and co-creating reality. Consciousness and society are not built upon individuals. They are the emergent melody of IOIs, dancing through relational space. IO is more than a metaphysical idea. It is a framework that spans disciplines. It functions as an integrative lens, linking physics, philosophy, and social science through the shared language of in-out generative directionality. Whether we are observing particles interacting, neural networks synchronizing, or communities negotiating a cooperation and competition, IO provides a coherent vocabulary to describe how structures emerge from relational dynamics. Beyond conceptual insight, IO has mathematical potential. IOIs can be formalized using complex numbers, topological mappings, and generating functions, allowing their behavior to be translated into quantitative models. This means the framework can move fluidly between the abstract and the empirical, capturing both philosophical principles and observable patterns. In other words, IO is not a mere speculation about what might be. It is an expressible, testable, and integrative ontology. Think of it as a universal translator for emergence, a single set of principles that can describe the dance of particles, the flow of thought, and the evolution of society. Different scales, same in our rhythm. At the deepest level, IUIs unify two of humanity's oldest questions. What is existence, and how is the universe possible? Traditionally, these inquiries have been treated separately. Philosophers wrestle with being, while cosmologists explore becoming. IO shows that both emerge from a single ontological base, the inner instinct. Through IOIs and their entanglements, existence and possibility are not separate mysteries. They are facets of the same generative process. Being arises from the latent symmetry of IOIs, while the universe unfolds these indistinct existence, entangle, differentiate, and recursively reconfigure. In this way, IO creates a new philosophical architecture, one where ontology and cosmology are not parallel investigations, but interwoven expressions of the same inner dynamics. The cosmos itself becomes a living, recursive network of entanglement, continuously generating structure, continuity, and consciousness from the primal dance of in and out.